up on it yet. Özil! That is brilliant! Mesut Özil at his very best.
What is a pass? Is it merely the transfer of a ball from one point to another? Or is it something more? A question posed to the universe of the pitch, a hypothesis of movement, an act of faith that someone will be where you have already seen them, in the future you have already imagined. Most players play the game that exists, the one you and I can see. They react to tackles, they run into space, they shoot at goals. But a rare few, a precious vanishing few, they play the game that is about to exist. They operate not in the present, but in a future tense. They are the architects of moments yet to be born. This is the story of one such architect, a man of silence in a sport of noise, a creator of visions who himself became one of football's greatest enigmas. This is the story of Mesut Özil. His story begins not with a roar, but with a gaze. In the industrial heart of Gelsenkirchen, Germany, a young Turkish boy saw the game differently. Where coaches saw chaos, he saw patterns. Where teammates saw a maze of legs, he saw corridors of possibility. At Schalke 04, his talent was a rough diamond. That left foot, a natural wand, his head always up, scanning the landscape like a surveyor. But it was in the green of Werder Bremen that the blueprint was first inked onto the pitch. Under Thomas Schaaf, Özil was given the keys to the attack. He wasn't just a number 10, he was the central processor. The game flowed through him, and from him it was redistributed with a clarity that felt like revelation. He found Claudio Pizarro not with hopeful balls, but with inevitable ones. Passes that didn't just find a man, but that unlocked a defense that changed the very equation of the game. He was crowned the Bundesliga's assist king, and the footballing world, for the first time, truly took note of the quiet German with the eyes of a seer. Then came the call that changes every player's life. The white jersey of Real Madrid, the Santiago Bernabeu, the pressure of being a Galactico. This was not Bremen. This was a universe of supernovas, and at its center was the brightest star of all, Cristiano Ronaldo. This was the ultimate test of Özil's philosophy. Could his silent art survive in a cathedral of such deafening expectation? The answer was not just a yes, it was a symphony. Under the demanding, pragmatic eye of Jose Mourinho, Özil became the team's chief illusionist. Mourinho, the master of structure, recognized in Özil the ultimate key to unlock any defensive system, and the connection he forged with Cristiano Ronaldo became the stuff of legend. It was more than just understanding, it was a psychic link. Özil would receive the ball, and without looking he would already know the angle of Ronaldo's run, the pace of his stride, the exact moment of his explosion. He provided 27 assists for Ronaldo alone. Each one was a lesson in perception. He wasn't passing to where Ronaldo was, but to where Ronaldo was destined to be. And in that formidable Madrid midfield, he was not alone. A young meticulous was emerging. Where Özil was intuition and flair, was precision and metronome. Together they represented the dual soul of German midfield genius, the artist and the engineer. They complemented each other, creating a rhythm that was both unpredictable and utterly controlled. They were the beating heart of a team that wrestled the title from the greatest Barcelona side ever known. He had reached the pinnacle of club football. He was a champion of Spain, adored at the world's most glamorous club. And then, in a move that shocked the world, he left. Deadline day 2013. Arsenal, a club starving for a hero, for a symbol of returned ambition. In came Mesut Özil for a club record fee. He wasn't just a player, he was a statement. For Arsene Wenger, a manager who worshipped the beauty of the game, Özil was the ultimate philosophical purchase. He was footballer's art, personified. And for a time, it was magic. The Emirates Stadium held its breath every time he received the ball. There was the flick to Olivier Giroud, the telepathic understanding with Alexis Sanchez, and of course that goal against Ludogorets, a dizzying piece of control and composure that was pure Özil. He broke the club's assist record, he mesmerized, he delivered 3 FA Cups. He was the king of the assist, the man who made Arsenal feel like Arsenal again. But this is also where the narrative begins to fracture. This is where we encounter the Özil conundrum. Because the Premier League is not just a league, it's a trial by fire. It is relentless, physical, and unforgiving. And Özil's genius was subtle. It was in the half space, the drifted run, the pre-assist, the slight movement that created the chaos others finished. When the team flowed, he was its conductor. But when the team struggled, his style, economical, almost languid, was misinterpreted. The English game, with its blood and thunder heritage, often mistook his quiet efficiency for indifference. The criticism grew louder. He didn't track back enough. He went missing in big games. The narrative hardened, and the artist began to be weighed down by the expectations of a warrior. Yet amidst this club turbulence, he reached the absolute summit of the sport. In the Maracana, in 2014, Mesut Özil became a world champion. He was an integral cog in Joachim Löw's magnificent German machine. He had his medal, he had his eternal place in history. But the final chapters at Arsenal were written in complexity, a falling out with the hierarchy, political statements that made headlines, and a sense of a relationship that had run its course. The love affair had cooled. His move to Fenerbahce was a homecoming to his roots, a chance to be adored unconditionally, and then a final quiet stint at Istanbul Başakşehir before the curtain fell. So, how do we measure this legacy? How do we quantify the vision and account for the void? The statistics tell one story: over 200 career assists, a World Cup, league titles in Spain and Germany, domestic cups. But numbers are the skeleton. They are not the soul. The soul of Mesut Özil is found in the moments of pure, unscripted footballing intelligence. It's in the fact that he made the incredibly difficult look effortless. He played the game at his own pace, in his own mind, and invited us to watch. He was a player you had to watch closely to truly appreciate. The magic wasn't always in the final pass, but in the eyes that saw it 3 moves before anyone else. He was the bridge between the grit of Gelsenkirchen and the glamour of Madrid. He was the connection between the mind of Wenger and the fury of Ronaldo. He was the silent partner to Kroos's precise melody. In the end, Mesut Özil's career poses a profound question about what we value in football. Do we value the obvious industry, the visible sweat? Or do we also leave room for the quiet genius, the player who works not with his legs, but with his mind? He was a footballer from the future, playing a game many of us in the present struggle to fully comprehend. He wasn't just a passer. He was a prophet of the pass, a composer whose sheet music was the grass itself. And in the vault of football's greatest artists, that is how he will be remembered. Not for the noise he made, but for the breathtaking silence that followed one of his passes, as an entire stadium watched and understood and marveled at the vision they had just witnessed.